What to play today? Oh, hello, hi. You're probably wondering, Brian, are you back at the stereotypical game shelf in the background of a board game video? You're right, I am. But today we're doing something different. Today, we're not just reviewing one game. No, that would be simple. We don't want to stand back here and give the final thoughts in front of a board game shelf. There's nothing wrong with that, but I wanted to do something different. In the background of a lot of videos, you see board game shelves, but you never see anybody hardly talk about the games on them because they're focusing on the new game that they're reviewing, which may or may not make it into their collection. Here's the difference. All of these are things that I've bought over the years because this is a hobby. It's just fun. I'm a magician by trade, so not a board game reviewer. I just do that for fun. So all of these are mine, so they stay on the shelf. But they're things that I enjoy because I like to talk about games that I enjoy. So what I thought I'd do today was do a rapid fire review of all the games on the shelf. You say, Brian, there's no way I'm sticking around for that. Of course, you may not want to, but to give you an idea of what all is up here, you'll get quick talks about all of these games right here. All of them, including that one, and that one, even those down there. So, let's get started, shall we? So, let's start up here. So up here, we have got Splendor, World's Fair, Machi Koro, Spyfall, Seven Wonders Duels, Time Stories, Tides of Madness, and the book about Scythe from Jacob Brzezowski. That book. What we have up here is a shelf standing on top of Twilight Imperium. So, let's get started. Splendor, quick game, easy to teach your friends, fast to learn, deep strategy, also shallow strategy if you need something that is easy to teach and easy to learn and fast to play. Since 30 minutes, that is pretty accurate. Number 2, World's Fair 1893. See the full review that just went up this week. Quick game of worker placement, a little bit of area control, always fun because you get to throw your characters out there. There's so much history in a box. Love it. It's a good game. Machi Koro, it's okay. You're rolling dice and you're building a city. It's better than Catan, however you say that, just whatever. It's better, but there's not a lot to it. It's neat. You roll dice, you get resources, you get money. Whoever has the most money at the end wins, that kind of a deal. Or you build something, I don't know. It's okay. I got it a super deal at Target before they started selling their own Spyfall. One of the best party games of all time. Spyfall 2 is coming out soon. We'll be picking it up. So if you like party games, if you like asking questions, but you like one that's got a little bit of like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die here. That's the game to play because if you're the spy, you feel just totally awful the whole time. Seven Wonders Duels, get it. Sorry. If you have 2 players to play, get it. It is so good. I love Seven Wonders. We'll get there in a little bit. Seven Wonders Duels is incredible. It's just fast. It's fun. It's a card drafting game done with 2 people. Managed to do right. We'll talk about another one in just a second. These 3, Time Stories. If you haven't played Time Stories by now, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? I know some people did not like certain Time Stories. Some people do not like Under the Mask. It's my favorite compared to Asylum. Marcy Case, it was okay. It was good, more combat heavy. Prophecy of Dragons is great. A little heavy, a little bit too much jammed in for me, but they're doing a thing that no one else is doing, and I love it. Here's the thing. All 3 of these, plus the one down here, where is it? Oh, my friend's got it right now, but I'll talk about it anyway. Time Stories have different mechanics, so every one that you get used to, you're not building off the old one, you're doing something totally different. So combat in Asylum is different than Marcy Case, even though you're both using pistols. Pretty neat. Spoiler, whatever. Tides of Madness, you can check out the full review for that here as well. Tides of Madness is a great 2-player drafting game in which it works. You're drafting cards, you're passing them back and forth to 2 players, but you're trying not to help them out and trying not to hurt yourself at the same time. It's really great. World of Scythe, my goodness, that game is beautiful. We'll talk about it in a minute. Am I on frame anymore? Come on, what am I got here? Forbidden Stars. Oh my gosh, I sold this out of my collection, right? And then Fantasy Flight and Games Workshop were like, bye, see you later. And so I freaked out because in all the stores I've been to, it's $200. Somebody in Canada sold it to me for normal face value. I don't know if everything's in there. I haven't taken a full view yet, but I'm assuming everything's in here. So Forbidden Stars, oh my gosh. You want to talk about an incredible experience. It's kind of like, oh, I skipped one. Twilight Imperium. I need more time to talk about Twilight Imperium. Check out the review here. But it's got something for everyone. Euro, American, oh my gosh, it is the greatest game, just about. Check it out. This manages to distill it down and boil it down into a little bit short of a time. Also plays 2 players, which is nice. Mansions of Madness 2nd edition. Oh my goodness. I loved the 1st edition. I love all the Arkham Files games. Have not played the original Arkham Horror yet, and I'm really looking forward to the card game. But man, this game's good. The review I also did for that is somewhere. I'll put links up to all these videos in here. Mansions of Madness is incredible. You want an experience of playing through a story a little bit like an RPG, you can sneak this on people who don't like RPGs and be like, we're going to play a board game. But it's actually an RPG mixed with a board game. It's great. The app stuff is amazing. Battles of Westeros. Do you like Commands and Colors? Do you like Westeros? That's all I have to say. Except, Commands and Colors are done differently in this game. You have your own set of cards versus Memoir 44 and the other one, Battle Lore. It's a little bit different than those because you're not drawing cards that say left flank, right flank. You have a leader and a certain area that they can control. And so Battles of Westeros is neat. It does a thing with Richard Borg's system, and it says Battle Lore game. It's not really. It's just it was Fantasy Flight using the name basically so you'd know, okay, hey, this is a similar style game. Imperial Assault, do we really have to go that deep into this? Campaign, Skirmish, this name. I mean, my gosh, they paint up beautifully well. I'll show you some of my painted stuff sometime. You're going to want to see it. Not mine. You're going to want to see them painted up, period. Star Wars Rebellion, 2 players, kind of like Forbidden Stars. You say, Brian, do you need both of them? No, you don't. I just really like this, and I foolishly let it go out of my collection. I really wanted to get it back. Star Wars Rebellion, they keep saying Star Wars in a box. It's true, it is Star Wars in a box on such a macro level that you lose some of the details sometimes, but man, is it gorgeous. And people will buy painted versions of this for a lot of money. I know. So, next shelf. Are we on frame for the next shelf? Let's talk about the next shelf. Yeah, we can see the next shelf. Steam. Steam is a game that I bought because I had the app and really liked the app. I have not played this in person yet. There are 2 games like this that I have not played in person yet that I love the apps. I also bought it because you can get the map that has Mobile, Alabama, which is my hometown. It's just neat to have things like that. We're not talking like a New Orleans, which is in every train game. We're talking about Mobile, which is a historical city. So it's neat. Steam. Fun game. Really, really fun. Strategic train game. If people like Ticket to Ride, maybe this is the next step or something like that. Sherlock Holmes Consultant Detective. You want to have fun doing a little bit of reading, choose your own adventure style in the Sherlock Holmes universe? Right here. You match wits against old Holmes himself and see if you can solve the crime better than he can. Spoiler, you can't. I don't think, at least, because I'm not that smart. But Mythos Tales is out now, and I really want to try it, so look for that as well. I don't have it up here. Steam Park. Oh my gosh, one of my favorite games. It was just kind of a sleeper. I didn't really hear about it. I watched Shut Up and Sit Down do a review, and I was like, this game looks fun. It takes tile placement and makes it 3-dimensional. Does the 3D matter? No, not so much. It doesn't really matter that it's a 3D roller coaster. It just is. It's a 3D roller coaster you put out on your little map that you expand out, and there's rules about where you can place things and can't place things. There's little meeples coming out with plastic robot meeples pretty soon. It's really, really good. There's dice. There's a timer. Steam Park is a fun, fun game. Fury of Dracula 3rd edition. Also kept this one in my collection when I found out about the breakup. This one is long, but it's fun. The combat's basically a little bit wonky, paper, rock, scissors, but it's fun. If you want to play a hidden movement game, one versus all game, it's all kind of in this game, but no, it's going to take a little bit longer than even the box says, which I can't quite remember what it says, but it's 2 to 5 players. 1 player can play Dracula, and the other person, if you're playing 2 player, can play all 4 players. Not as fun that way. It's definitely best with a full complement of 5. Dead of Winter, you know this game. If you want a zombie, long nights in there. Dead of Winter is a great game. Crossroads game, you get a crossroad card, it changes the game, it makes it more interactive. You could play this game without the crossroad cards. As a straightaway zombie game, it would be kind of lacking, but those crossroad cards add a little bit of depth, a little bit of variety, they make it fun. Timeline. The end of the night of game night, someone else is still finishing up a game and you might want to squeeze another one in. Timeline's a great one for that. It's upside down. You basically pick an event in history out of a random card, you put it in the middle, and then you say, okay, my hand of cards, this one comes before, this one comes after, until whoever plays all their cards out wins. Eldritch Horror, 3 hours in the Lovecraft universe might finish you this game. It's deep, it's the re-implementation of Arkham Horror, but my goodness, this game is beautiful. This game is also heavy because I have all the stuff in it from all the expansions with the exception of the 2 big boards. There's story, there's plot, there's characters. If you like Tales of the Arabian Nights, this has a similar thing, except it's cards because it's Fantasy Flight and it's Corey Koniski especially. They're tiny little cards and there's tons of them. So you go to a place, your movements aren't really the meat of the game. The meat of the game is this card reading phase where everybody flips up a card and reads it. It says you're walking through the streets of Turkey and you're mobbed. Roll a dice and see what happens, basically. Beautiful storytelling game in the Lovecraft universe. You gotta love the Lovecraft universe. FOODCHAIN Magnate. See my review on that here. FOODCHAIN Magnate is a very heavy strategy game about running a 1950s food chain. So if you've ever wanted to run a 1950s food chain but couldn't build a time machine, this game is for you. Meeples in the shape of food. Food chains and magnates. Magnates, not nets, because food chain magnet would be stupid. But you can check out the review for that here as well. Le Havre is the second game that I mentioned that I have not played the actual version of. I've only played the app. However, I love the app so much that I picked this up, and I know that my wife's going to love it because she's a big Rosenberg fan. Look at these little Easter eggs. Isn't that cute? Rosenberg does an excellent job, just period, because you'll see what the next game is here. Le Havre is not really a worker placement, but it plays like one in a sense. You have one worker that you're placing. Basically, you can do an action or you can do a different action. You can get a lot of food, you can get a lot of wood and do all kinds of different stuff. It's a great game. Caverna, my goodness, you want to talk about a heavy game? This game, however, is unplayable without the broken token organizer, and I will be reviewing that broken token organizer right here. Caverna is basically the new version of Agricola. You're cave farming, so you get your own little mat, and there's a farm section, and then there's a cave section. You can dig into the cave to get rubies. You can farm over here and get pigs, and win, and feed your farmers, and dwarves, and all that kind of stuff. It's fun. So Rosenberg. Terra Mystica. Terra Mystica is a great area control game. We're about halfway through. I'm running. Terra Mystica is a great area control game in which you play a certain mystical race terraforming the Earth. That's why it's called that. You try to play to have the biggest connected city or space or whatever you call it, but it's neat. And it's one of those games where your board is just well made, graphically designed, because your workers, when they come off the board, you get more money for whatever's on there. So whatever's showing, you get more money for. So the more stuff you get off your board, the better you get during the income phase. Terra Mystica is a great game for that. Let's check the next shelf down here, shall we? I may have to drop down a little bit to do this. So, sorry I kicked you. Down here, we've got the 3-pack quick games, Archaeology, Hanabi, and Hoax. These are 3 quick, fun games, card games. Archaeology is kind of a set collection type game, and let me adjust the lights down here. This is not professional, but you know what? It's a quick 20, trying to get these videos in. It's kind of a set collection. Hanabi is a game in which you're trying to basically kill your friends. You hate each other by the end of the night. Do not play Hanabi with people who are going to get angry. They will hate you. You're basically trying to tell each other what they have in their hands. You're not allowed to look at your own cards. So you will naturally get angry if why did you tell me this after the game? So it's fun. Hoax is a neat little resource management game. Also a hidden roles game. So basically it's a Fantasy Flight's version of a hidden roles game in the sense that you collect these 3 little resource chits, and when you get them, you can make a guess and do all that kind of stuff. So Viticulture, check out the review here. Viticulture is a phenomenal game. It's probably my favorite worker placement game. Cute meeples, great art, great mechanics, and it plays rather quick. Let's go here. Mysterium. Dixit with a game attached is basically what it is. One person plays a dead person, the other ones play mediums trying to contact and figure out what happened to this person. They give them weird cards, they try to discern what's what, and they move up the ladder until they get to the very end, and they try to guess who the person, place, and thing was that killed. So, next is Kingsburg. Kingsburg is a great city building game that has a mat instead of, kind of your own little area to build. You're just putting tokens on a mat to show that you build something, but it's a dice placement game, which I do love. So if you like worker placement but you want a little bit of variety and you don't want to play Castles of Burgundy, Kingsburg is for you. Roll the dice, place them out on the board. If you say, okay, I get a 7, I put 7 out here, I get this. If I put 5 here, I get this. Well, that person blocked me at 4. Well, I'll go 2 and 2, or 2 and whatever. That was a bad example. 3 and 1. So a lot of variety there. Cosmic Encounter, oh my goodness. We all talk about it, we all love it. Just play it, okay? Cosmic Encounter is a phenomenal game. If you don't like aliens, you don't like that stuff, maybe check out the Iron Throne one coming out from Fantasy Flight very soon. Civilization, this is a heavy one. We played the entire game without getting into the combat, which is the weak part of the game, ironically, is the combat. I am not a fan of how the combat works, so thankfully we never even had to fight. I like the idea of building the cities. I like the little dials on your mats. It's a really pretty game. If you like the series, you might like this. I actually like this better than the video game. I know that's weird. Sacrilege. Game of Thrones, the area control game of area control games. It is so good. Plays in about 2 or 3 hours, depending if you have 6 people or not. I really think you need 6 or 4. 5 is not as fun because one person can kind of sweep into the south and take it. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about with the game itself. So Game of Thrones, get it if you like area control, all that kind of stuff. Galaxy Trucker, a neat little game in which you're quickly racing to put your ship together and you're running it through the asteroids and pirates and all that kind of stuff and blowing it apart. It's got some spatial elements and some building elements. It's really smart stuff. I think Galaxy Trucker really appeals to engineering types. My wife does not particularly care for Galaxy Trucker. We've only played it a couple times. I feel like she would like it more if we played it a little bit more because it was a teaching time when she played it the first time. Scythe, really? At this point, you know Scythe, it's beautiful. It is the prettiest game. There's the art book up there, go look at it. Stegmaier, he just knows what he's doing. He hits it out of the park. And I think, where's the other one? Maybe it's just a 2. I thought there was another. Anyway, Sagmeyer hits it out. Oh, yeah, Euphoria. It's a birthday gift for Carla. She doesn't know about it. It's up there. Euphoria, Scythe just hits it out of the park. It's area control. It's battling, kind of, not really. It's resource management. It's farming. It's all the things in a Euro mixed with all the pretty things in an Ameritrash, and just really good. And the art is absolutely incredible. I'd be remiss if I didn't show you at least some of this. Plus, plastic miniatures in a Euro game. Cannot beat that. All the different mechs are things from the era. It's like it's an alternative 1920s. So you got a Nordic Viking boat turned into a mech. Anyway, Seafall, Rob Davio's newest legacy game, sitting next to his other legacy game, his most recent legacy game, Pandemic Legacy. Seafall is a game about exploring as a pirate. You can do whatever you want, not necessarily a pirate. You're, what does he say? Indiana Jones in the Age of Sail. You can do whatever you want, almost sandbox style. In Seafall, you can check out the review for it as well. Pandemic Legacy, I don't think I even need to say this. If you like Pandemic, you're going to love Pandemic Legacy. Season 2 comes out next year. Season 1 is incredible. It's an experience that it just took off the whole blinders of this, oh, we don't want to play a legacy game. And when people saw it, they were like, we have to play a legacy game now. Seafall has not been received as well as Pandemic. I actually like Seafall better because I don't like Pandemic that much. But let's go down the shelf a little bit further if we don't mind. Where am I? Oh, I was at the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna have to just lay down now. Just gonna have to lay down. I apologize. So here is Codenames Pictures. We have the original as well. Codenames Pictures just uses pictures instead. Bonanza. It's Rosenberg's first kind of game. It's about beans and farming and planting fields and all that kind of stuff. It's cute. It's a fun little set collection type of game. My dad loves this game. Ozflux. Hey, we all make mistakes, right? Citadel is a great little fun game about building a city, but you get to pick your role and you get to use that role and turn structure changes, all that kind of stuff. Twilight Struggle, the best historical game out there, period. Have not played Paths of Glory. Would like to, but it's hard to get it to the table. It's a World War I war game, and I did not realize that war games were kind of a thing that war gamers did. So, Twilight Struggle, card-driven game, history in a box. It's beautiful. And it's an app now, and the app is just, it's amazing. The computer actually thinks. It takes time to think and play against you. Cave Troll, cool little area control game. If you like area control, Cave Troll is a good introductory one. Everybody gets a similar set of cards. Everybody gets to play them quickly. It plays pretty fast as well. So Cave Troll is a fun little, I don't think you get it anymore, but it's neat. Harry Potter, Hogwarts Battle. It's a deck builder in the Harry Potter universe. Need I say more? It's really fun. You can check out the review here for that. Takenoko, man, this is a game to really introduce people to the hobby with because it's so pretty. There's a cute little panda that's plastic. There's cute little bamboo things that stack, and it's easy to understand how you score points. Carla's mom likes Takenoko a lot. It's easy to understand how to score. It's easy to understand how to play. This one, whatever this is called, Mafia de Cuba. Great little twist on Mafia. Once you have diamonds, you reach in and pull your roll. You get to choose your own role mid-game, which is kind of neat. Rivals of Catan is a 2-player version of Catan, whatever you, I'm probably saying it wrong according to you, but we've just always said Catan because it feels better coming off the tongue. But anyway, Rivals of Catan, the card game, Catan, the card game, it's fun. It really does capture the feel of Catan in a 2-player game, which is always the struggle for Carla and I. We do have the Pirates and Explorers in there, which is the big, massive shipbuilding one, or shipping one. And it also has a 2-player variant, which is neat. Down here we got Tokaido. Everybody's tried Tokaido probably. It is a pretty little Japanese game made by the same guy who made Takenoko and Seven Wonders, Antoine Bauza. In it, you are walking from Edo to Tokyo, I think, or something like that, down the Tokaido Road. That might not be true about the Tokaido Road. That might be something from Bedknobs and Broomsticks. But you're walking and you're buying souvenirs, you're eating, you're stopping at the inn, you're going to church, or you're going to the temple, I guess. All these different things you can do just to have a peaceful trip. And whoever has the most peaceful, rewarding trip at the end wins. We call those victory points. New York 1901, Ticket to Ride 2.0. Basically, this is the next game you want to show people after playing Ticket to Ride, potentially, because it's easy to understand, it's got a great theme, and it's pretty. Only thing I wish is after playing Steam Park first, I wish 1901 had 3-dimensional skyscrapers. That's just the only thing I have against Ticket to Ride. Classic intro game. If you want people to play this hobby, get them to play Ticket to Ride. They'll love it. My parents love Ticket to Ride. I saw an 80-year-old couple getting out of the car at the oil change place the other day. The wife was gripping onto her copy of Ticket to Ride. It was awesome. I didn't get a chance to ask him about it. Cult Express. Programming. There's Mechs versus Minions over there. Angry game. Fun game. Angry game. Fun game. Three-dimensional pieces, beautiful little train that gets set out. It reminds me a lot of Steam Park as well. But, man, you'll get angry because one wrong mess up of a program will just screw up your whole system. So, you know, it's kind of tough in that sense. Castles of Mad King Ludwig, great Bezier game here. You're building your castle, and it has a little bit to do with you're setting the prices against other people, trying to make the prices what you need them to be, not what other people need them to be. CATAN, you've played it, I mean, probably. You roll a dice, you get resources, you trade with people, they won't give you sheep, you lose, you get angry, you want to flip the table. This game has made me angry more than any other because it's like, oh, another turn and I don't get to do anything. Oh, another turn I don't get to do anything. Okay, Seven Wonders, the best tableau building game. Some people say Abyss and all that kind of stuff. I love Seven Wonders. It's a great game. You take 7 cards, pick one, pass them to the next people until you get points and win. That's it. Escape the Curse of the Temple. You've seen my review on this. It is fun and funny. This is something people want to watch you play. Last but not least, BioShock Infinite. Haven't actually played it. It's area control in the BioShock Infinite world. Do you know why I have it? Because Cool Stuff ran a sale and I got it for $3. $3. That's it. So that's the shelf of games. You say there's Age of Rebellion. Nah, it's an RPG. We won't talk about that here. Over there is Max vs. Minions, and up here some other games and all that kind of stuff. In the closet, what do we have in the closet over here? Oh yeah, Tail Feathers, all that kind of stuff. You know, expansions, Mansions vs. Madness. That's not what I just said. Whatever. So, Sushi Go, parties in there. That's the shelf of games. That's the kind of games I like. There's some other games coming that haven't got here yet, including the Eldritch Horror, the card game. I cannot wait to play that. It's going to be fun. But that's what's on the shelf. Oh, up there, Forbidden Island, next to the HeroClix and comic books out there is Forbidden Island. Good little game if you want to get people into the pandemic style co-op. So what's on your shelf? What's your favorite game? If I had to pick an absolute favorite, it's going to be a toss-up between Imperial Assault, Twilight Imperium, or Mansions of Madness. Or Caverna and Viticulture and Scythe. I really don't know. I like them all. I'm too positive about this stuff. I have a hard time being negative. So if you enjoy this video, make sure to share it. I'll make sure to put all the links to the other videos in here. So that's the latest retro shelf in a flash. That's not the name of this video. Hey, you're still watching the video. The video's not over. Check it out. Click subscribe right here to find the funniest, okay, maybe not the funniest, I think they're funny, the best, that's also a stretch, video game, no, videos about games. See how bad this tag is? It's got to be a good channel if the tag is this bad. So click subscribe, pass it along, send it to all your friends. Thanks. I'm Bryan with the latest retro.